Hello dear learners. This is the continuation of my earlier topic, tuberculosis. Here I included the anti-tubercular agent. After watching this video, the learner will able to explain tuberculosis, identify mode of transmission and symptoms of tuberculosis, summarize the different diagnostic tests for tuberculosis, and classify and explain the different anti-tubercular drugs. Now this tuberculosis, denoted as TB, is caused by acid-fast bacilli, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and this most often affect the lungs but can also affect the other organ such as brain, kidney and bones, etc. Person with compromised immune system, which such as people living with HIV, malnutrition, diabetes or the people who use tobacco, have higher risk of falling ill. TB is a leading cause of death of people with HIV and also a major contributor to antimicrobial resistance. About 1/4 of world's population is estimated to be infected by TB, and out of that only 5 to 15% of these people will fall ill with active TB cases. Now their mode of transmission. Now this tuberculosis, it is caused by the bacteria and that can be transmitted through air. It is a airborne disease. When someone who is having TB coughs, sneezes, talks, laughs, sings, the tiny droplet that contain the germs that will be released. You can see here the TB patient, when it will cough or sneeze, the tiny droplet will come here, and if a healthy individual, if it will come in contact with this person or this droplet, it will breathe that the germs and that will go into the lung. But you can't get the disease from shaking hand with someone which is having TB or by sharing their food or drinks. Symptoms. People with TB infection do not show any signs and symptoms, but if this infection which is developed into TB disease, that shows the symptoms such as prolonged cough, chest pain, weakness or fatigue, weight loss, fever, night sweat, and these symptoms are often will be mild for many months and thus leading to delay in seeking the care and increasing the risk of spreading the infection to the others. Diagnosis. Who recommends the rapid molecular diagnostic test as an initial test for people showing signs and symptoms of TB. Now there are two forms of TB, that is LTBI, latent TB infection, that may be detected by tuberculin skin test and or interferon gamma release assay, IGRA assay, and the other form, that is TB disease, which is dangerous one. The body fluid or tissue from the disease site should be collected for AFB smear and culture, and the positive culture for Mycobacterium tuberculosis confirm the diagnosis of TB disease. The other diagnostic test for diagnosis of TB are chest X-ray and CT scan. Difficulty in treatment. Now this tubercular bacilli that will grow slowly. The cessation also tends to block the blood vessels which are supplying to the necrotic area, making the penetration by anti-tubercular drug difficult. The tubercular bacilli remains viable and multiply even it is ingested by the macrophages, and this bacilli develop resistance to the anti-tubercular drug. So these are the difficulty in the treatment. Now the treatment. Who recommends directly observed therapy, which is denoted as DOT, is used to ensure the person receives and takes all medications as prescribed and to monitor the response to the treatment. Now these DOTs compromises the 5 essential components. They are political and administrative commitment. This deals with financial availability. good quality diagnosis, a good quality microscopy for an accurate diagnosis of the disease. Third is good quality drugs ensures a compulsory and free availability of medicine to the patient. Fourth is the directly observed treatment. This component is a core of the DOT therapy and basically means that a patient takes drug directly in presence of healthcare worker. And the fifth one, systematic monitoring and accountability ensures the shifting of responsibility for cure from a patient to the health system. TB disease is completely curable if a new patient with presumed drug susceptibility pulmonary TB, the WHO, World Health Organization, recommends that they should have 6 months of treatment. So out of that, first 2 months intensive TB treatment phase, and that should receive isoniazid, rifampicin, pyrazinamide and ethambutol. These 4 drugs for 2 months, which is followed by 4-month continuation treatment phase, which receives isoniazid and rifampicin. If a patient have been previously treated, it is essential that they have a drug susceptibility test to find out if they have any drug resistance. If the bacteria that they are infected are not resistant to any of the first line drug, then that patient can be treated by using first line drug. In some cases, the TB bacteria does not respond to the standard drugs, which is known as multi-drug resistance tuberculosis, MDR TB. Now this MDR TB is treatable by using second line drug, but require extensive chemotherapy up to 2 years, which is expensive and toxic. In some cases, more serious drug resistance can develop, which is known as extensive drug resistance tuberculosis, which is XDR TB, and is a more serious form of MDR caused by bacteria that do not respond to the most effective second line anti-TB drugs, often leaving the patient without any further treatment option. Such patient with XDR TB need to be put on a longer MDR TB regimen, to which one of the new drug, that is bedaquiline and delamanide, that may be given to such patients. Now the anti-tubercular agent, the classification, which is classified into 2 major classes. First is standard or first line agent, which is again subdivided into 2 classes, bacteriostatic and bactericidal. Bacteriostatic are ethambutol, para-aminosalicylic acid, thioacidazone, and the bactericidal are isonicotinic acid, hydrazide, rifampicin, streptomycin, pyrazinamide. And the second one is reserve or second line agent, which is again divided into bacteriostatic and bactericidal. Bacteriostatic are ethionomide and cycloserine, and bactericidal are copreomycin and kanamycin. So this is the classification of anti-tubercular agent. Now we will see in the individual drug. Isonicotinic acid hydrazide, which is denoted as INH. It is highly effective against active mycobacterium. It inhibits the phospholipid synthesis and damage to the cell membrane of the bacteria. It also inhibits the formation of DNA, intolerance, peripheral neuritis, convulsion, euphoria, loss of memory, nephrotoxicity and hepatotoxicity. These are the adverse effect of INH. The daily dose is 200 to 300 milligram orally. Next drug is rifampicin. It is a semi-synthetic derivative of rifamycin B, Rifampicin act via the inhibition of DNA-dependent RNA polymerase, leading to suppression of RNA synthesis and cell death. Act as a bactericidal agent, completely absorbed orally, bind to plasma protein and excreted through bile and urine. Now, hemolytic anemia, thrombocytopenia, renal failure, hepatitis are the adverse effect of rifampicin. The dose is around 450 to 600 mg orally. Generally, this rifampicin is used in combination with isoniazid, which is a superior combination over isoniazid and streptomycin. The third drug is ethambutol. It is effective against Mycobacterium, which is resistance to isoniazid, PAS, that is para-aminosalicylic acid, streptomycin and ethionamide. It depresses the RNA synthesis and having bacteriostatic action. The drug mainly acts against rapidly multiplying bacteria, given in combination with isoniazid in order to delay the development of resistance. So this is the major use, that ethambutol is combined with INH that will delay the development of resistance of microorganism against INH. Muscular weakness, loss of vision, anaphylactic shock, nausea, anorexia, confusion, headache, allergic reaction, these are the adverse effect of ethambutol. The dose is 25 mg per kg for 8 to 12 weeks. Next is para-aminosalicylic acid. It is a synthetic compound and is effective than INH and streptomycin. The drug acts by interfering with utilization of PABA, that is para-aminobenzoic acid, by Mycobacterium. It is a bacteriostatic agent and it does not affect any other microorganism. Rapidly absorbed after oral administration, bound to plasma protein, well distributed throughout the body and excreted through urine. Skin rash, low grade fever, eosinophilia may occur. GI irritation is the major side effect of PAS. Anorexia, epigastric burning and diarrhea may also occur. The dose is 10 to 50 mg daily in divided dose. Pyrazinamide, chemically similar to INH, it is highly lethal to intracellular bacilli as well as to those at inflammatory site. It inhibits the mycolic acid synthesis similar to that of INH, but by interacting with different fatty acid synthetase encoding gene. It is absorbed orally, widely distributed, has good penetration power in CHF, extensively metabolized in liver and excreted in the urine. Adverse effects are arthralgia, flushing rashes, fever, hyperuricemia and loss of diabetic control. Hepatotoxicity is important and this drug is contraindicated in patients with liver disease. The dose is 25 to 30 mg per kg orally. The last drug, streptomycin, it is obtained from Streptomyces griseus and is an organic base which forms a water soluble salt. It combines with bacterial 30S ribosome and interfere with mRNA ribosome combination, which will compelling to prepare the wrong amino acid sequence, leading to destroy bacterial cell. So this is the mechanism of action. The bacteria readily develop resistance if given alone, but in combination development of resistance may delayed for 1 year or more. Nausea, vomiting, intolerance are the common adverse effects of the streptomycin. The most severe adverse effect is it will damage to the eighth cranial nerve, leading to deafness. This is called as ototoxicity and nephrotoxicity. So these are the major side effect of streptomycin. So here I conclude the anti-tubercular agent. Now if you have any query, please feel free to ask me. Thank you very much.